Hey guys, it's Leanne here, and I want to talk to you about sex in young adult literature. So here's the thing. We've been talking a lot about whether sex should be in young adult literature, and if it is in there, how it should be written, how it should be portrayed, the message that should be sent. Here's the thing, and here's what we've all been agreeing on, I think, is that sex happens. Teenagers have sex. They have a lot of hormones. They want to have sex, so they're going to have sex. Okay, so the question is, should we write about it, and is it a problem? So Megan said that we should write it in there if it's authentic to the plot and the character, that it would be shown, that it would be something that they're going to do, and I agree. And then a lot of people were talking about, and the question is how it should be portrayed. So how we should talk about it, what experiences the characters should have. Should it be awkward? Should it be expert? Should they enjoy it? Should they not? Should they think about it before? Should they think about it after? My problem with all these questions is actually just one word. That word is should. Okay, there's no one way, I think, to approach these things, just because there's a wide range of normal. Some teenagers have sex and regret it. Some teenagers have sex and don't regret it. Some teenagers have sex and really, really like it, and it's a great time, and they want to do it again, and some of them don't. And it's a horrible, awkward experience. Some teenagers know where to find protection and are really confident and really safe about it, and others don't. Teenagers can smell bullshit from a mile away. Okay, so if you're writing sex in young adult literature or not writing sex in young adult literature for a particular reason, whether it's your morality or whether it's to teach a lesson or whether it's to censor it, they're going to smell the bullshit. And so I don't personally care what you write in your books. I don't care what you let your kids read. I don't care. I really don't care. That's why I didn't vlog about this in the beginning, because I don't care. I don't care, okay? I don't care what choices you make for your books. That's fine. I make my choices, you make your choices. I make my choices for my kids, you make yours for your kids. I make my choices for my writing, you make yours for your writing, and that's all fine. But what I want to say to you is that I work with teenagers all the time, okay? They can smell bullshit from a mile away. They're going to know when you're writing a certain way for a certain reason, and whether that reason is patronizing, and they're not going to want to read your books anymore. So just think about it that way. Whether you have an agenda when you write, or whether you're writing to tell a story. Because if you have an agenda when you're writing, people aren't going to want to read your books. And even if parents buy your books for their kids, the kids aren't going to find a true experience in that. The kids aren't going to find a representative character in there for them to relate to. They might find a character that is saying things that they know they're supposed to think, but the character's not going to feel real, and it's not going to feel organic, like I think Susie said. And so, don't bother, okay? Just write the story you want to write, and if the story you think of has sex in it that you don't approve of, think of a different story. What bothers me about sex in young adult literature is when there's a definitive statement that is made about whether it was good and whether it was bad. And I think when those definitive statements are made, like if it's a book about a girl who has a kind of an abusive boyfriend and they have sex and he's kind of abusive in the sex, and then she says she really enjoyed it, and the message that people come away with is that that's how sex should be. I think the teenagers and their parents are smart enough to understand that that's not normal and that's not right. I don't think that a book with a really out there message has the power to change everyone's minds en masse. I don't. I think that even though, there were some themes in Twilight that people didn't agree with, that's just the point. People called them out, they didn't agree with them, and then people talked about them. And that's really the point of young adult literature to me, is to get people talking about big life issues, not to make definitive statements about those issues. So that's just my take on it. But really, my major take on it is write whatever the heck you want. Read whatever the heck you want. I don't care, okay? Just don't judge me for reading what I want to read and writing what I want to write. Because if the market's ready for it, if people want to read it, it'll sell. And if it's true and it's organic, then people will know that. And if the market's not ready for it, people don't want to read it, it's not going to sell. And if it's not organic and it's not true, then people are going to know that too.